I have another example of using particle systems with the processing language. In this case, I have a little bit of mouse interaction as well. So here we can see a blob of dots in the top left, just sort of pulsing, and then we can see this series of red particles sort of exploding in a ring around that. As I move my mouse into the scene, you'll notice that the explosion of red dots really sort of tracks the position of the mouse, and that little blob of particles tries to get really close to the mouse position. You can see that they're sort of orbiting around that position back and forth. There's an oscillation there. So clearly the mouse position is controlling these dots and how they move around the screen. Let's take a look at this and see what's going on. Behind the scenes, we have an array of particles. We have some data that are loaded. These are two different arrays of integers. And then we have a particle class. You can read there's some math in there that deals with that. We also have a class called dead particle, which extends the particle class. So there's a part of this visual that requires that these particles have life and that they're created, and at some point they're destroyed. They fade out and then they go away and then they're recreated. In the setup, we have the background color, we have the initialization of the particles. Then in the draw, we have some logic related to how the particles are moving around and how the mouse interaction works with them. Down here, I'm not really sure if this is something that works. I haven't tried this, to be honest, but we can try it. This is something that the chatbot put in here. Again, most of the example code was written by an AI chatbot. I didn't write it. This is part of my exploration of using text inputs to get code outputs and then modifying that code to do something a little bit more specific to what I want. But it looks like here you can use up and down arrows, maybe with Shift and Alt and Control to get some changes. And it looks like they're all changing the color and the size. What I've been doing here is really just presenting some examples using processing, and I hope that you find them interesting and maybe a good starting point to try your own. I want people to take these examples and make modifications and play with them and try it out and learn a little bit more about what you can do with creative coding. Check it out, try your own, and have a great week.